Hello YouTube, welcome back to Advance Wars 2 Hard Campaign. After a brief break from this to play Cartel's campaign, which I did very much enjoy playing at the end of the day, we are back to Vanilla Advance Wars 2 Hard Mode. And the people have spoken, they want to see Yellow Comet play first, which is actually a pretty good idea in hindsight for reasons I will discuss further down the line. There's going to be a lot to talk about with regard to campaigns other than Orange Stars, but I say we just jump right into the first mission. This mission, starring Kanbei, would have been the one to introduce missile silos if you were playing on normal mode. Actually, there are 3 different missions that are potentially the first that the player will play that have missile silos. There's 2 in Blue Moon, and then there's this in Yellow Comet. Very, very interesting. Of course, they had to do it that way because the player could potentially pick any mission first. And it's good that they do let you pick which campaign to play first. More variety, more stuff to try out in case you were stuck on one particular mission and want to try something else. It's nice. So it seems somebody has been feeding Sonya bad intel, or she just goofed. I'm going to go with the fact that she goofed, because apparently she installed a defense network of missile silos and decided not to leave them guarded. She left them completely unguarded. I don't know what's going on here. That's something Kanbei would do. Right, so we're playing as Kanbei in this mission, and his weakness of his units costing more to deploy actually applies in this mission, and not in the second Kanbei mission, because in the second mission, all of his units are pre-deployed. You have to actually deploy his units in this mission. Alright. So, I can already tell that this is going to be very different from normal mode. Like, I haven't played on hard mode in a while, but I definitely know that these silos and bases were not here on normal mode. So, they basically, in normal mode, they would basically force you down this center bottleneck, and that would be not really annoying, but it wasn't a particularly difficult mission. Of course, we're playing on hard mode, and the enemy has some subs pre-deployed for some reason. I am blaming Flak for that one. For some reason, he's the enemy CO. And for some reason, he decided to pre-deploy subs, even though there are no Yellow Comet ports captured, there are no Yellow Comet battleships or anything. Why are those there? It's just going to make the player want to ignore the Navy completely, because Kanbei naval units, oh my goodness, that is a lot of money. The 2 pre-deployed B-copters look like they're going to be a more immediate threat. Alright, so the first thing to do is to secure that base on the left. That seems like the best option. It's not covered by the rocket or anything. And the enemy is going to get to these 2 silos here, and the B-copters have actually changed course. They're going for the mech now for some reason. That's very interesting. I thought they would maintain their course towards my infantry, but oh well. Going to try and get this silo so I can fire it, potentially damage the B-copters and the rockets. And what I'm going to do here is... I probably should have built some more expensive units on the right side, because now they're going to fire the silos. And it's likely that they will try to hit the mech. They are going for the APC, which is fine. And the second silo goes for the infantry. Okay. AI missile targeting is always very, very weird, but the good news is they went for units other than the mech. But they're going to try to get to the silos in the center. That could be dangerous. So, first thing we're going to do is set this up so we can take control of these properties on the next turn. And I'm just going to go ahead and probably join these units. Get some of the money back. That's something you can do. And I want to get to the silos in the center now, because the AI, after they're done capturing the base, they're going to try and get to it themselves. And this should be fine, I think. I've been letting my cash build up a little bit, because I want money for an anti-air. You can see that the mech only took 3 damage. That's the power of Kanbei's defense. Did I mention that Kanbei is completely overpowered in Advance Wars 2? Like, no holds barred. he is insane, because defense in Advance Wars 2, really, really crazy. Alright, so I will drop the infantry here. I'm going to be focusing on firing off the silos before the enemy can. So I'm going to delay his capture here. And then we're going to make an anti-air. That should stave off the battlecopters. Like, there's no way they can destroy this mech, because you can see that the silos, even after they've been used, they actually give 3 defense. And, you know, why not just rub it in a little bit? I'm going to... I can't get the rocket at the same time. That's very unfortunate. I'm going to fire at the rockets. Like, they don't move. They have the AI pattern where they just sit there until they have something to shoot at. But I'm just going to weaken them first. Like, I'm pretty sure Canby can one-shot them anyway, so that might have been a waste of a silo, but whatever. Right. Also, it doesn't matter what the HP of your foot soldier is. If they make it to the silo, they can fire it. Like so. Yeah, let's do this. It's probably the most amount of damage I can get out of them. And, I really want to stop that infantry from capturing, but I've got to deal with the, B-copters. Look at how much damage that is. I want to take a look at Kanbei's stats, actually. If I'm not mistaken, that's plus 30 attack power, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because that's even more overpowered and crazy. I don't think I can stop the infantry, really. Oh, he'll be delayed for one more turn, but we can make it so that he'll be delayed for yet another turn. And this completely destroys the power of the rockets, because now they're down to only 1 health. So this is actually pretty easy as long as you rush for the silos as quickly as possible. They're really overpowered when there's like that many of them that you can just get for free. I mean, it's free damage. It doesn't even fill up Flak's CO meter. That's another thing about silos too. You don't see them in multiplayer maps very often, because like whoever gets to them first is basically going to have a very big advantage, because the damage is big, it affects a wide range of units, and it doesn't even fill up the enemy's CO meter. Right, so now we can get moving and take that base before they do. And what else should we fire at? They got this base, but I think we will be okay. I'm tempted to launch this silo, and I'll hit this group of units. Like, I could delay that infantry even further, but I think if I fire at the capturing infantry again, Flak's gonna join them. Like, I don't trust Flak to be that smart, but you never know. Right, just keep loading off some infantry here so we get some more money. You know, this seems like a very easy map at the moment. But we're gonna have to make this an HQ capture mission, because there is no way to destroy those subs without capturing a port and deploying cruisers. And since Navy units cannot cross bridges in Advance Wars 2, that's a pretty huge investment, because you have to deploy a cruiser from here, and from here if you want to destroy those subs, and there's not even a reason to. Like, I'm kind of rushing in here, but believe me when I say, Kanbei's defense ensures that there's not going to be that much damage being dealt at all. Alright. Now we'll just cripple the rest of his forces. We can do a little more damage to that artillery, so that it goes from hurting us only a little bit to not hurting us at all. So yeah, this is a really action-packed mission. It's, it probably was challenging in development at some point. Maybe... like, oh, what's this infantry gonna go for? Something tells me it's gonna go for the silo first, so I don't really know if I should... Should I even fire this? Yeah, I'll go ahead and fire at that clump of units. So nice of Flak to group everything together. I probably want to save some of the missiles for the final HQ push, however. Because there's only a couple left on my side. Oh yeah, he went for the missile first. That's gonna hurt a little bit, but it's nothing compared to the smackdown that I've already laid on him. And he spent money on a lander. Good job, Flak. It's classic Flak. I don't even know why it's Flak as the enemy CO, because he was busy with Orange Star. But I suppose they'll introduce another new CO later. Alright. I think it's time to focus on the money part of this for a little bit. In fact, forget transporting more infantry down there. It's time to get an APC with an infantry ready, so I can capture that HQ. And we can stop the infantry dead in its tracks right here. We have another silo that I'm not going to fire off quite yet. And that's all of it. What turn are we on? This is taking a while. Alright, he could get lucky with this and KO one of my units, if he gets very, very lucky. Nope, not lucky enough. Yeah, I might as well just stop moving all of those infantry. They're not going to do anything. Right. I should probably be focusing on taking down the infantry anyways. Because it's getting to the point where he's got enough infantry and probably enough money to start building things that are not infantry. If we're not careful. Oh, APC's almost out of fuel, what do you know? I have to buy another one anyways. APC running out of fuel, isn't that ironic? They're the unit that is built specifically to refuel on their units. And yet it's possible for them to run out of fuel. Alright, this has gotten a little bit dangerous. Pull that one back. And, that's all the threatening units for now. Yeah, I probably should have just built this APC here at this base sooner. Like, there's not even going to be much of an opportunity for new units to get down to the HQ. Like, what do I even have this base secured for? Yeah, let's just move on. Alright, so even though we're on hard mode, that wasn't really that much more difficult than normal mode, but then again, I did very much know what I was doing with the silos and everything, and Flak kinda didn't. Let's do this. There we go. Oh look, the anti-air is almost out of ammo. We should be getting to that HQ in due time. This mission has already gone on for longer than it should have. Go me. I haven't even used up all of the missiles. There's still 2 more. And he could still ruin my rank by defending himself really well, but I doubt that. Let's do... I really should be firing the silos, but it's Kanbei, so I don't even need that much. Like, I'm not even really showing off the very, very distinct advantages Kanbei has, but no matter. I don't think I've lost... I did lose 1 unit, I remember that much. 30 units built by both sides. So, power might be a concern, but I do think I got a perfect 300. I don't really know for sure. But 16 turns, not a bad start to the Yellow Comet campaign. Yes, they were stronger than you. Do you not have a dossier on Kanbei? If you say so, Sonia. There, he finally said something smart. Alright, so now that I've cleared that, let's see what the rank is. No, power was a little bit off. I was concerned about that, but an S is still an S. Now, I have something I gotta explain. The way the campaigns other than Orange Star work is that you do not have to play through all the missions. In each country, there are 3 missions initially available. I just cleared 1. You have to clear 2 of them to unlock the next set of 3 missions, and then when you clear 2 missions from that set, the final mission opens up. So you only really have to play 5 missions in each country from here on out. And, you know, it might seem, I don't know, dishonorable to not play through all of the missions, but then again, I only had to play through 1 path in Advance Wars 1. So, I'm going to try and play the minimum number of missions, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Next mission, we're getting a new CO. One of the more infamous ones, in fact, if Kanbei wasn't bad enough. And we also get introduced to the new enemy CO. Yeah, those were real tender thoughts. This guy is called Adder, and I believe in the Japanese version, I think he's called Snake, which, you know, Snake, Adder, kind of makes sense. I guess they didn't want to make too much of a reference to Metal Gear Solid. But his CO power names were actually changed in some localizations of the game. At least his super was. His superpower is called Snakebite in the European versions, I think. It's very weird. But enough talk about the enemy CO, because he's boring. Let's talk about our CO. The infamous Sensei, the battle-hardened veteran, the paratrooper who spams units all day. Yes, he's infamous for his CO powers, which allow him to get free units. I don't know any other CO who has the ability to get free units, and it's a good thing they only made 1. Listen to this. He tells us about how to get extra money when you join units, and their combined HP goes over 10. That is actually a hint as to how you can make very good use of his powers, because if he's spawning free units at 9 HP, then you could just combine them all for a big boost to your money. Like, that's probably not the best use of his power, but it is, you know, it is just one of the things you can do with Sensei's power. "10 days. He actually dared us to not lose in 10 days. Well, very well then. Oh yes, I'm also a little bit, well, I'm not sure I should be talking over Sensei's CO theme, because it's probably one of the best themes in the game. Even Hachi likes it better than his own theme. Right, so it's Fog of War. I have no real idea what I'm up against, to be honest, but I do know that the first thing to do is to take control of that airport in the center. Because Sensei's gimmick is that he has more powerful and faster-moving helicopter units. Actually, all of his transporters are better. They all have +1 move, just like Sammy. And Sensei also has better infantry units, so, Sammy and Sensei, match made in heaven. Could I actually go for that airport in the center instead of the one in this part of the area? I think I could. Like, I have to be a little bit careful because you never know when an enemy is going to pop out of nowhere in Fog of War. I probably should have looked at this map beforehand, in fact, but no matter. I could always just reset and cut the failed attempt out. You'd never know. A cruiser? Well, isn't that a start? I had no idea that would be there. Alright, so it looks like we're not sending any more transporters up there unless we want to... Just went into the... Is this map lagging? I'm not even sure. Well, it looks like we want to recon to spot that cruiser so we can take it out. Like, that was a nasty surprise, but at the very least, cruisers... Cruisers have very weak defenses. I've already talked about this before. So, against the helicopter expert, there's going to be a lot of damage going against them. Let's see if we can spot it. Bingo! Oh, wow. Look at that. 82 damage. If I'd gotten a little bit lucky, it might have been an instant knockout. So yeah, that cruiser was a bit of a nasty surprise for me. I did not expect it whatsoever. So can you imagine what my strategy for this is going to be? Oh, hello, other units. That's not good. Should probably hold them off somehow. Like, I'm not even sure why I went for this base in this city. No real reason to do it. And this should be a sufficient amount of damage. Yep. That was a lot of counterattack damage, though, so the cruiser probably could destroy the B-copter. And since I lost a unit with a transported unit inside of it, that I'm actually in a very bad deficit for technique already. I've lost 2 units. It was just 1 unit that the enemy destroyed, but they knocked out 2 units because it was carrying something. Now I've lost a 3rd unit. I'm probably going to lose a couple more, because these units down here are in trouble. But the thing is, when you use Sensei's power to spawn additional units, it actually counts towards your technique score, because they are free units that you just got. Alright, so first thing we need to do is take out these mini cannons, because I could just dance around them, actually. But, yeah, I'm not even sure why I'm firing at those, actually. It's pointless to destroy the mini cannons. Go figure. Alright, so Adder's powers, they both just increase his movement. The regular power increases movement by 1, and the super does it by 2. But they are very, very cheap to activate. They do not cost that much at all. Like, his regular power is only 2 stars. So expect him to spam it quite a lot, especially if you're playing Advance Wars DS. Alright, so I think the greater concern here is, you can see that I'm just trying to fly directly into the HQ for a free capture. But if there's a missile up there, that would be very bad for us. In fact, if there are lots of anti-airs, that would also be very bad for us. Right. Can the B-copter block for that infantry? No, I don't think it can. Yeah, I probably should... I should probably just not worry about those 2 units at all. I've got a base and I've got an airport. I think I'm good to go. I just have to salvage my score at this point. Okay, so now it's time to see what he has up there. Like, I'm taking a bit of a risk. There is a missile, and I was just barely out of its range. That is nice. And there's actually nothing in these bases at all, except for this rocket, so I hope he doesn't spot that infantry. So it's really just a pre-deployed unit, missile that they have blocking that HQ? That's very, very odd. Like, put an anti-air or something there, otherwise this map is just really, really easy. Oops, mini cannon's gonna fire. So actually the missile is going to hit the T-copter, but it's not going to be a one-shot, like it normally is for missile units. So, I can only speculate as to what the purpose of this map was, if there's going to be such an easy way to just capture this airport and punch through to the HQ. Because I've basically won. Adder's not deploying anything here. The missile didn't even fire. It could have. Like, it should have been able to see me, but it did not. Very, very strange. Alright, so with that out of the way, power is also probably going to be a concern, because I have not destroyed many units at all. I can't even see very many units. I'm hoping that the anti-air will attack one of these units. Then I could destroy it with my mech. That'd be a start. Oh, the rocket went for the infantry, so this is going to take one more turn. Whoopsie. And Adder has built another missile, so we could possibly satisfy the power conditions right now. Where is that rocket? Is it here? There it is. So that's 2 units destroyed, and we're gonna make it 3. Let's hope nothing was built at this base. No, nothing was built there. And, do this, and that's 3 units destroyed. But we've lost quite a lot. I think we're okay, though, because I tend to treat every map like it's a war room map, and I just don't want to lose any units at all. But the margin for losing units is much, much bigger in campaign mode. So I'm going to go ahead and use... Oh, actually, now is actually the best time to use the superpower. Sensei's regular power deploys infantry with 9 HP on all of his cities. The super deploys mechs instead. So yes, we have some extra firepower for destroying the units here. Not a whole lot of it. It's basically only going to destroy 1 unit, but no matter. Like, we destroyed more units on the previous turn. I just wanted to show that off. Because I am a show-off. And all things considered, this is probably an S. Is it really that surprising, Adder? You didn't build anything at your HQ. So at this point, I should point out that in Japan, Sensei is called Yamamoto, and this is a direct reference to Super Famicom Wars and its invincible CO, Mr. Yamamoto. And here it is said that Sensei was apparently invincible in his day, hinting that he is in fact Yamamoto, but this is not officially confirmed because the original Yamamoto had nothing to do with copters or infantry. All of his units just had like plus 40 attack power, which is pretty powerful, I must say. But honestly, Billy Gates was probably even more invincible because all that extra money meant that he could get to like much stronger units quicker. Also, there's no official connection between Billy Gates and Colin. I just wanted to point that out because, like, that was a joke I made in Andy's Adventure, but it's not canon or anything. But I do think that, oh hey, perfect S rank, even though I did very poorly with the cruiser. But yeah, I do think more references to Famicom Wars lore would be very nice to have in the future. Alright, so that took a while, but we've cleared through 2 missions, which means the next 3 are unlocked, and I think I will cover those and the final mission of the Yellow Comet campaign in the next video, so I will see you for that then. Later, everybody.